Do you ever find yourself like 7 or 8 minutes into the game and you're kind of wondering, why is my team always so underleveled compared to the other team? Well, today I'm going to be covering the top 5 reasons why your team is usually underleveled. So the first reason why your team might be underleveled is because you or your teammates are not understanding when wild Pokemon spawn. So it's crucial to understand when they spawn, that way you're ready for the fights. So at 9 minutes and 40 seconds, those front Apoms will spawn in front of your tower, and that Corphish will also spawn kind of in the middle of the lane there. So it's important to try to get that Corphish and bring it over to your side, because that's just one extra little, beginning farm that your team can get, and you can take that away from the other team. At exactly 9 minutes, there will be a Corphish that spawns right behind your tower, and this is true for both lanes, for both teams. Now, this Corphish is kind of safe back there. The enemy team usually doesn't go for it, but it's important to understand that 10 seconds after that spawns, at exactly 8 minutes and 50 seconds, that's when the bees spawn in the middle of the lane. And those are very important because that's a lot of experience that helps early on. And typically whatever team gets the bees early on will have a huge advantage in their lane. That's kind of it for the beginning wild Pokemon that are going to be in your lanes. And they're going to respawn about every minute. So just be ready to fight for the bees. Those are very important, and a lot of times that's what will help you get XP early on. The next reason why your team might be underleveled is because you're taking towers way too early. Don't get me wrong, it's always good to score a couple points, but it can be a bad idea to take a tower if it's a really close fight, because whenever you take the tower, the other team will actually have auto no spawn on their side, and this is a good way for them to get experience and kind of out-level you early on. It's honestly okay to give up lanes sometimes, especially if it's for something really important, like our next point, which is Dreadnought. So the third reason why you might be underleveled is because your team does not realize the importance of Dreadnought. Dreadnought gives your team a huge experience boost, and it also gives you shields, which are really helpful when you're fighting the other team to get Dreadnought. You can typically kill them right after, take their tower, and you're kind of set for the game. I think the team that gets Dreadnought the most in the game is usually set to win. And honestly, it kind of feels like a mini Zapdos. I feel like whoever really outplays the other team to get Dreadnought most of the time, they're going to win. Dreadnought starts to spawn at 7 minutes. And it's kind of important for you to be ready for it. A lot of times teams are caught off guard. By the time they realize Dreadnought spawned, they already lost it. So it's okay to give up top lane sometimes, depending on the situation, of course. If you're getting completely outplayed, you already lost your first tower, it's probably a good idea to leave 1 or 2 people up there. But let's say it's a pretty even game. I think it's a good idea to send everyone bottom, except maybe 1 person top to kind of defend Rotom. And have your whole team help to win that fight, because Dreadnought is huge early on. It'll give you a lot of experience. It's important to understand that this game has comeback mechanics, so even if you lose a tower or 2, if you're way more out-leveled compared to the other team, you're probably going to win, because you can come in and win those team fights when it matters. Double points are going to be up, Zapdos is going to be up, and you can come back and win easily. The fourth reason why your team might be getting out-leveled is because you're playing way too aggressive. You're going in for kills when you shouldn't be. It's important to understand that whenever you're going in for kills and you're dying, you're wasting time, because you have to wait to respawn, and especially if it's those first 5 minutes, you don't have the launch pad, so you have to walk back to your lane, and that just wastes a lot of time. I'm not saying to not go for kills, but I'm just saying to be aware of your situations, right? So if you're running a eject button, understand when you have it, when you can get out of situations. Kind of weigh that risk factor. What if the jungler comes out and kills us? You know what I mean? So it's important to get as much farm as you can, and then if nothing's really going on, and you think you can get a free kill, make sure your teammates on the same page, and you can engage that fight together. A lot of times when I was at the lower ranks, my teammates would just dive under towers, and that's just a bad idea most of the time. Unless there's like 3 of you and there's just 1 of them maybe. But I think it's more important to get that early farm, stop worrying about kills so much until later in the game, and win those team fights. And the fifth and final reason why your team might be getting out-leveled is because you're just doing nothing most of the time. I've been in so many games where my teammates just stand around and do nothing because there's no wild Pokemon in our lane, but there's so much more that you can do. This game is a lot more fast-paced compared to other MOBAs, so it's important to understand, the map. It's important to understand when the wild Pokemon spawn. This reason on the list kind of ties in the whole video together. Because it has to just do with awareness overall in the game. You have to understand when the wild Pokemon are spawning, what the other team is doing, when the big Pokemon like Dreadnought and Rotom spawn. So it's really important to, get a good understanding of that. That way you're ready for those situations and you're not caught off guard. You're not looking at the map like, oh, when did Corphish spawn? You know what I mean? I think just understanding these 5 points will help you a lot, and it'll help you rank up. Even if you're at the lower ranks where your teammates may not be knowing what to do, if you're the one engaging in those fights and they see that you're engaging, they're going to come and help you most likely. If you enjoyed this video, consider leaving a like, and also consider subscribing to the channel. It'll really help me out a lot. Let me know in the comments what video I should do next. I really want to do more Pokemon Unite content, so I need some more ideas for stuff to cover. If you're having trouble ranking up, or you're having trouble with certain parts of the game, I can definitely do some videos and cover that. And of course, I gotta plug the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/imrtuba. I'm trying to reach 1,000 followers by the end of the year. I know it's possible. We just hit 500 recently, so just go ahead, click the link in my bio, click follow. It only takes a couple of seconds, and even if you think you're not gonna watch me, maybe you'll get that notification that I went live. You'll click in, you'll be like, oh, it's the guy from the video, and then you'll come hang out, you'll enjoy it, you'll have a good time. I also just finished up my MR.MIME guide video, so go ahead and leave me a comment over there, let me know what character to cover next. I hope you enjoy the video, and I'll catch you at the next one.